Many workers say, only the likes of Michael Olise Munesi so.
Yeah.
Or my Bama says, Michael Olise Bobo or Himfa. FC Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
So he also believes that this is the perfect opportunity for him.
So no sube movie.
So no sube movie there Tottenham Hotspur. We call the Onya make a super leap. Just a team above Crystal Palace, which he also believes is so copy more Tottenham Hotspur. No sir about home modern a one also no better any opportunity to move away from Tottenham Hotspur, go to another club and also achieve, because he believes he is not growing young.
Okay.
And his one quality couple me 2 years in the Premier League. Only body boy pa. And Obeha enhancing this particular Tottenham team. Oh, a Bereche is so or button. Oh, Savio, Sebi on also ball left wing.
Yeah.
Now Mohamed Kudus is all ball right winger. I think they have a fantastic trio behind the centre forward in the shape of Dominic Solanke.
Okay.
I only say I can't remember Tottenham Hotspur. It's another watia or se corner pa de Obeko. Munyano. It's more excluding from Chelsea and Crystal Palace match. No, you have a preview side game. You have the effect. Crystal Palace game so against Chelsea. But that is the news that is coming out.
Okay.
Manchester United enye bibi o me o wiase bia say either so money Baleba benya pre-agreement before the summer.
Omunya pre-agreement.
You see how Brighton operates. This is how they operate. Before Brighton sells any player, no more make sure some more replacement on my line in the app. That is how they deal. Brighton ebane tonwa United fan bi ane Brighton menya issue say Brighton trimu adin bi ananya no kre. Brighton omo ye selling club. They will always sell at the right price. Mame for attach at the right price. They will always sell. But when they tell you they are not going to sell, it is true they are not going to sell. Omunton. What did they mention? And Akodawe quality no now me better na the statistics betu da. Improve by statistics. The reason why I believe that he's a top player and he's going to be one of the best defensive midfielders that we have be warm. If se be a man be boma because potential no so.
Brighton.
O check under 23 players or more press resistant. He comes like fifth or sixth. Omo mudin anim nyina Pavlovic mo. Any omo maka Pedro mu na didi nanim. These are players are can naturally nankasa no physically nankasa omo nya fit to say the Baleba so e physique no.
And they know
this is a player United should do anything to get him. Unfortunately, Sikano Mama just on Brighton and over beyond the address or more and they are not ready to even negotiate because Omo lining up their replacements. Unless they be out time 120 because the Brighton they say, hey, 120 they broke I said on the other so because Anna we say so more born in level like I said or Brighton. I've always said two things: the potential is different from quality will be offer.
Yeah.
They be the Anthony Martial killing Mbappe example. Omumi anu ni pie free Monaco no. Player no potential can see pa na Anthony Martial.
Sure.
Per quality ni talent na ekuta no.
Indeed.
By no ye ka omumi anu na wana quality players say.
Say they say.
Killing Mbappe.
Yeah.
Because football is not all about potential but hard work and consistency. What did they mention? Sure. We have on the first full season, but in terms of potential, I could have a press resistant. I could have a proper ball career. I could have say defender on the front foot so well. Or also a lefty. And the quality he offers in tight spaces. When the height is difficult. We crowd height check I said. Yes. And I also carry ball on the check I said. And in the first phase of build up, I was Brighton and Hove Albion. Not most of the time, you know. It is either so Benya McAllister saw and they drop your ball in the Ako. Kaisedo didn't know to the Shenka because he tackles so well and front foot is always there. Kaisedo so pass the ball so well. But could that win in the first phase of build up, he's also there. But we know only quality in check Kaisedo, a potential. Kaisedo has proven himself at Brighton. Not only by one season, but 2 solid seasons.
But when so Trinity Nintino,
we so Trinity
office na man the price.
That is when say we the customer. Na onya season no onya na last season no say improve kan one.
Ni scale
be ba no ho no be buruja. Omunya one club pe. Ometime nya be 3 clubs. But they can catch us Real Madrid will be looking for a defensive midfielder. Ometime control possession.
Yeah.
Akoda we betima ma bi. First phase build up. Akura we beat mama first.
So
defensive midfielder. I'm talking about teams they will need that.
Yeah.
Liverpool will need a defensive midfielder because Omo rely on Gravenberch the whole of the season. Subsequently, in season said that remember Omo game so. Gravenberch na nka say to be a coach ne person no come center back. Omo rely on him the whole of the season and then Obi Ahunu say in his absence Liverpool will Vivian. Liverpool will be looking for say they will enter into the market and get a defensive midfielder. Chelsea turn Lavia. Who even knows? Enzo Fernandez will stay or not stay. If Chelsea loses any key member in that particular midfield, Chelsea will go into the market for that. And my refuse are loyal customers of Brighton and Hove. What am I
best bias?
Manchester City share Rodri. Kakra. Now no buy no a kakra no conchain. City, depending on what will happen to Rodri in the summer, City might also be looking for a defensive midfielder.
Wow.
So you look at options, with teams now.
And Man U here.
Bayern Munich.
Some here fast.
Bayern Munich. On the other part, Goretzka, the last season,
yeah.
This season, what team remark a they also want to beef up their team. Akodawe, or so in your season, no, and Brighton are looking at all of these options before they take a decision. But what I'm saying is that if United wants to have a shot, because clubs are and nothing shows say United will perform better than them during this season.
Yeah.
Clubs are unless something strange happens for Manchester United to outperform.
Yeah.
But let's be realistic. United are still doing their stuffs. I feel a coach and Nyoma Bebre and Ruben Amorim. And Medical Catcher say, "We are United fan. Don't be overly expectant of the season because Mukrana club ni omodiani coach no kratia say European players no more pay. And a project near 2028. It will be almost project 2028 and nobody beji league. She, I feel no much show mu team under juniors.
Yeah.
It is her age is no more than signing omodi omobano. It is a United and finish above that. That means also team in your program. Arsenal ya dey be with Declan Rice. And no Ama City and team for Declan Rice.
Yeah.
Arsenal omo court Declan Rice is respectfully, not necessarily about some for saying.
Yeah.
Omo court na throughout the season na kopemi say bedru summer. It is summer no City bede na Arsenal so bede. Ana akola no make it sure e dey chair West Ham say there be. Me ne Arsenal din komo ato dada and I've given them my word. It is Arsenal na me dey. Mebo. Ana West Ham and negotiating with Arsenal, took the money and allow it to go. But me, the only time I'm going to say I do BSC for Brighton here, I said we Brighton in Liverpool. I could not show my Brighton. Yeah, always say, or no Chelsea now, no. Unless Manchester United does something like that, court him till the summer, do a lot of things.
Run it trim.
Now Chelsea be run it trim no. I said, Mame,
yeah.
There are a lot of things you need to do to court a player to the summer. When you play no word. And if United are serious about rebuilding, I could have 21 by summer or 22. On she could have 1 season and 2 seasons. Footballer 24, 25.
Or each time, yeah.
It's an investment you can go in for. And those are sign players be say Anna wages in tiny soro. Because at Brighton and Hove, I don't think it takes more than £20,000 a week.
Sure.
What am I saying? Yeah. We no man bear 50,000. Performances can one year you can now turn. I heard the Chelsea here no. Oba age no offense no more ton omre. And a salary no soon is through into the Chelsea tonwa. Ombre replace be a Chelsea do omoji 30 million and 40 million. Petrovic omo ton say 25. Petrovic oba one na go am Chelsea bebrebe. By salary near a day. They will form the clubs will calculate all of these things and they'll get him. So that is what happens with a player like Carlos Baleba in this particular situation. I'm hoping say United can do better and get a deal out of it. Asemna Enzo Maresca any nkomo awodi no. Hwe Babu when twantro say was ye wade nyina ho kwa be nyina ne fataye. What I say?
Okay.
I believe Enzo Maresca is speaking the truth and is being honest to get whatever he wants from Chelsea owners. But the way a manner or communicating the issue out, no, I think it is disrespectful to the players that are involved, especially in press conferences. Say Obama will make a statement like, "Me de fafana bobo First 45 minutes, no, me the boy setting position, me the West. First half ayenya in the season against Bournemouth. How do you expect the player to react and the confidence of a player? What am I saying?
Yeah.
Bankoma mini wudi no. Asem na all can no correct. But the platform now, what is so now, what did this ankomo no? Any player now all boni dino, detrimental to the player's confidence. Tinam say wadi nyina ho kwan. Beni ni nyina na fatai. Then he makes mention of another player again in Benoit Badiashile. Say against Real Betis. Ordinary the same position. That was also game of Mulusu 1-0 by first half.
Yeah.
Pinpointing. Then he comes to Nicolas Jackson. Say Nicolas Jackson and himself also free team call. You see,
as an insem no can
you see how
is he?
You know, he is right. I'm saying that he is right with the discussions he's making.
Yeah.
But I believe the platform he sits on to
or they cancel.
Or they cancel no.
And they're the right place.
No. Detrimental to players' confidence. And in the long run, player be only need delibian or players are moving como. The downfall of many coaches in recent times, right? Jose Mourinho did this thing and did not help him. Maybe not players revolt to Tiano.
But public now make it.
What I say, maybe not players.
Yeah.
Players will vote against you. Anna, they are two distinct generations. Generation here, we players 3 million more the power. It is the Jose Mourinho cast and me say, now I can't send me the trigger players. Said about my bomb, make my bomb home day. But this generation of players, 3 million more because of more agent, or more family, and they are phones. They are way. You might be brave hoping. It is on Komobi Chrome the crana, they feel so cassette.
Yeah.
But it is true that Chelsea would need a centre back in the mode of Levi Colwill. Now I'm bet now I know this uncommon.
Yeah.
Internally, you might think you might have a solution 1 or 2 over there. But I think on the market, it gives you a distinct kind of performances in that particular role. When you're about a centre back, when you're about a player for specific role, you can get centre back. Centre back, that's all come market but players who are special for specialized roles, you can form about training your but I think he's trying to trigger the Chelsea in penny for. But the way now, and he pushes Chelsea in penny for this player and family. One way I believe he was wrong. And in the long run, players there are a lot of things they do.
Yeah.
Ball revolt in JBR, form a click be a ball revolt. John Terry Kirby, Obekaya, Chelsea.
Yeah.
Be the last boss. They'll break you.
Yeah.
Players are very dangerous. They are very dangerous. So there is a need for him to be careful, especially in the press conferences. Okay. I love how brutally he's honest. May player the coach you honest and any honest but sometimes me na make say wade nyina ho kwan.
And baby I will make you statement.
Yeah. Sometimes body you could literally say Mosafai be against Bournemouth. Umodi. You can literally say it against Mosafai against Real Betis. Umodi. What did they mention? Sure. And there's a need for. But the moment you pinpoint and mention names, hey.
I had a player no feeling no after the interview. You know what I'm saying? Baby be and Nicolas Jackson coming from Villarreal was a very good talent. No be also cast statement to each other. That means Jolly. So psychologically, no player and it seems the next game be over filled in the Nabba na yum she cry day.
It's tough.
Because coach maybe boy my money
players need be cry no coach my money or the especially with those as you see now here the boss are rule.
Yeah.
What in the one you bet machine say
one said you coach in the pen and
coach the best aqua me say or perfu friend go from
so Enzo
very worried
communication
very worried but he's right.
Yeah, that one.
Oh yes, Chelsea would need a profile like that. He's right.
Yeah.
And these are games are in idea and yeah. What did they mention? But quickly away from that particular Chelsea story with that I think the latter stages of the transfer market in the Isak and Liverpool the so hang and in Komono gusu and I don't think me tear the house say when you're ready so the Isak become wow Isak any weekend maybe I forget on Faninka team no.
Okay.
And I think they should also find a way to manage it. Wisa Ebema Newcastle are a little bit flexible. That is how I see it. On say and they Brentford akwa sign Dango Ouattara from Bournemouth. And they no na bano. Me to me say Newcastle ebe push further forward for Wissa. Wissa are not so bad. They will be much more flexible. They will go into the market and I think they will target Nicholas Jackson.
Yeah.
If they should also sign Jackson, then Liverpool will have an opportunity to come back into the discussion again for Alexander Isak. Now, I think if you're a Liverpool fan, there are good times. When you just say Newcastle get it through with their signings, because it might push them to make a decision as soon as possible to sell Brantia, your friend Alexander Isak. Now that is done on the transfer market. You need more about 2 games be Timi Baso. First one, you need more about Liverpool. Any Bournemouth game na yetimi ehwe no. Anthony Arola na me hwe kwa be fa so this is your best opportunity because the back line na aso aton mu nyina. Waton the back line nyina. Milos Kekes boko Dean Hoysen boko. Then I think that's what waton ba ku bia ma PSG. Zabelli. Waton ba ku bia ma Paris Saint-Germain. Then there's Kepa on also move to Arsenal to be a backup goalkeeper to David Raya.
In team the year or so new at the front or be.
But no matter for the akite bi ni naba. Let me show deal with how what's Richard Hughes. On an sporting director of Bournemouth. Yeah. I know few honum na Liverpool ko fa na de ne buy. Oba en hu ha also targeting the market in signings away. So I was asking myself say one may see Richard Hughes, one may see this group of players. Signing is no better than Adibiaba. But it looks like the team is well coached. Bournemouth a well coached team.
Yeah.
What I say?
Sure.
And now me heard their setup, the quality of players on Mudi Musi Akai. Any the way on Moheti Liverpool now, you'd understand. Hey, Adebakwa this is a Muhini Pani said there's going to be a lot of transitional play in the Premier League.
Okay.
2 seasons ago. Now the number of transitional plays and only a kind of counter attacks. You see what the Premier League 2 seasons ago. Now you're around 365 transitions or counter attacks. But last season, a movie to 775. That means a double up. Meaning, said this season, a best as well double up. And you will be a lot of times from Bournemouth against Liverpool. This season, no teams will set on more. No more hitting more counter attacks because they believe, say, in possession, this is a league that needs power, pace. And agility.
Yeah. So
we are going back to a Premier League where it is all about pace. Fast breaks and getting goals as soon as possible.
Sure.
What you say?
My game no so I fair.
And then you saw how the game was exciting. Lower lesser teams now will be doing against the big clubs. They will sit back and they will hit you on counter attack.
Sure.
Now you look at this particular setup that you screen so in terms of the statistics for Liverpool in Bournemouth game. No? But first of all, I remember the lineup of Liverpool. So Shadrach bet me up with the lineup of Liverpool. Then the certain decisions that went in, I will be able to say Anslot. Shadia, Liverpool conceded 2 goals. In pre-season games now, Liverpool bought 6 games. 6 games, only 1 game pen Liverpool keep it clean sheet.
Okay.
That was against Stoke City on Mubo no fee. When you're a Liverpool fan, you'll be worried at the rate at which Liverpool are conceding goals. But I have said so. Make me a Caribbean say. So how goals now Liverpool considering and never determine say Liverpool be league down as a one. The only thing that will make sure Liverpool will win the league is the ability to win games.
They're conceding by the score.
It's a game the end 5-3. Game the end 5-2. Game the end 5-4. Game the end 3-2. Ne Liverpool na win am morning. Dance Albertina don't worry so much about the number of goals you are conceding.
Okay.
If you can score more than the opponent, it is much more important. Kayade and Liverpool conceding and common share more than the opponent. That is where you can question them.
Yeah.
But if they are scoring more than the opponent, there is no need for an alarm. Based on 2 things in America's Asibwe. Now the Premier League, goal determinant factor is a key in terms of determining who is going to win the Premier League. I know you're number 1. Number 2, Liverpool time no Moody League no consider goals baby. For example, in the last 5 seasons, Liverpool considered less goals. Now 2021-2022 season. And no Manchester City in the G League no. Liverpool considered 26 goals, almost 94 goals.
Wow.
Omo draw maku 8. And kasa draw no mo maku 8 no komo dane ne kakra bi ye wins a. Ka league no komo ye ne. Komo je. In subsequent seasons, even in 2019-2020 when they were winning the league, they considered 33 goals. Meaning say, and yet the number of goals at Liverpool were considered and the Chelsea league no be je na so mo ye dey. Omo nye.
Yeah.
Even last season Liverpool conceded not less than 40 goals. What you say?
Sure.
So it's not about the number of goals Liverpool concedes in this particular discussion. In the last 5 seasons, the determines the Liverpool Belgian League has won a day. On it. But I think the most important aspect is about how Liverpool ebetimi quality be the idea at the arena games. And then I made the ball line up and so. And now Alisson, Becker, Virgil van Dijk ni Kunate, Jeremy Frimpong ni Milos Kekes, number 2 and number 3.
Yeah.
The double pivot in the absence of Ryan Gravenberch. Wine, McAllister and Zoboslai. In the number 10, Florian Wirtz, Kwadi Gakpo on the left. On the right is the legendary Mohamed Salah. Then Afonte Hugo Ekitike. On the bench, Mama Dashvili, Gomez, Endo, Chiesa, Jones, Elliott, Robertson, Inyoni, then Ngumoha. The entire Mama model lineup here to screen here so say, oh, the bench of Liverpool. I've always spoken about one thing, say, oh, per bench, it's not about the quantity, but it's about the quality of your bench. When the free bench ball betima babenya goes the amount. When the free bench ball betima bad any game the ball. So enwa nyame mfa Diogo Jota kransie yi.
Yeah.
Otie Anslot in common na odi ni nyina. Anslot person kire say ohwe bench ho no. Na ka nipa ankode ne beben pa ye wan Diogo Jota. But na ohunu ba bi obenya Diogo Jota de na ye dey. E na free aba due to a terrible issue esi na ya abreho. It is true because last season na Liverpool mutire ni bia Diogo Jota Beckham, for example, their first game on Muboti at Ipswich last season. First half, no goalless. No be any say Ipswich be Liverpool. After ya buy na Diogo Jota be dey. Wa be say go in that particular game. O prayer o sa akoba e nyina no. Na o sa so the goals ni ba. He's a quality squad rotational player. Diogo Jota, a quality squad rotational player. Now they've also lost a game changer also in Luis Diaz. It replaced now Liverpool lose no. So these are two crucial players. Darwin Nunes don't win because so what chances good. But last season there were games that Darwin Nunes so be more so be baby. Yeah. Even against the same Bournemouth, Darwin Nunes be mu be yeah no be Bokele be no dey question last goal no ahye no dey call. So 3 quality attackers. Liverpool lose so. There is a need for them to get squad depth, not necessarily in terms of quantity but in terms of quality. There's a reason why Liverpool are so much bent on getting another attacker. Because her bench on them na why Chiesa attack no. Metimi abono Chiesa somewhere somehow Elliott Inyoni ana Ngumoha couple emwedin kakra edema Liverpool. Elliott Inyoni Chiesa Ngumoha emweha.
Chucho and her bench now. What I say? Now her players.
Her players. What I say? So there is a need for Liverpool to go and get an attacker. I think another Virgil van Dijk. It cannot bono or mobono. Imagine say a moye din a ketike free muno a Isak neba. Kabo. While we opponent are watching by always saying.
What was some bell chine?
Then you come to the middle of the park. There is Endo. Meboa. There is Ketis. Now, in a very tough game, in the absence of Ryan Gravenberch, should they run Liverpool against transitions against Bournemouth? Couple what you say?
Yeah.
And no her bench on my one ever Endo Meboa. And one son ever Jones. Eti metie Liverpool in community see here players. I think I agree with them. Not necessarily in terms of quantity, but quality players that could come into the game and come and help them. Changes also and slot here, Mammy Blemuni Kakra. And on Nanka Liverpool a draw game no. That change of Wataru Endo. Any Milos Kekes. Amwa. And I believe said here o City Dane Gravenberch Shebre timid in the center back Nibino. And coming to Yuma Komoma Simika Centra. Nan common trying to right back Nibi. Because now Wataru Endo Beshe right back on Yakura. Because they on Liverpool center backs no omo ton kwansa no omo ra market no afi no mo ne magay here dey edim komo they will need a center back in that particular position and no say no ntimi fa Joe Gomez and right back because all the neba na center back ni bibi ko sisi an wan e ko she this one Wataru Musa ko center back.
Yeah.
Wataru is not a center back. Gravenberch is not a center back. Gomez will have to move into the center back position. So these are things we are discussing here. Chimicas no a fullback, or never right back now. A better should be about him said yes, he bought 2 train because about 3. Makeshift. So I think for games like this, you could have actually put him in at least Overton, what I say, but funny games, Libby. Because I feel he could have been a better fit than Wataru Endo. Right back and changing the Bantam Dodo. Fullbacks in the changing the Bantam too much. And I think Ancelot will be looking forward on a coach Bakwame Penasem due to 2 things. 1, his ability to change systems during the game. And number 2, Nasonya Day.
It's in a transition here.
So on Ancelot Nasonya Day. When he does a mistake in the next game on here, he will correct it as soon as possible and give them the results. Okay. And no idea about PMU statistics. No idea me feel say impact in Liverpool. Now with the statistics,
Obi Bisa we were ha. You knew our Brimpon CP, senior man journalist. So say, let's not forget that this season will be more competitive than those previous seasons. So conceding more goals this season could be a problem if other clubs keep competing.
Oh, and America say we be season now. City points are now. I do the League for Liverpool. Say now normally any goals points.
Yeah. But the dynamics of this season also no.
Points.
So now we can say season when you am be the league.
Points.
Inti said the man for so be competitive from their side no.
If you assassin reading come on me catch you say Liverpool conceding no worry.
Yeah.
But you can say so much headache for Liverpool fans to be scared.
Okay.
Say enunti league no. Omunti because more an attacker. Omuti more goals the and then I was really impressed with Hugo Ekitike. Sadrak beat me in the highlights not to screen this one. 1, link up. 2, intelligent movement.
Sure.
Technically, when a height in tight spaces. Oh, my Liverpool 30 goals this season.
Hugo Ekitike.
But his quality to involve himself in play. He presses so well when he hold that play. I see. Or one touch, so do be you a free game in crown. I buy the 9 Tony Bonnie say, first game yet. There are certain games that will be off, obeying bad days.
Yeah.
But I think the technical qualities in terms of the hold that play. Anyhow, or connected with the wingers and the midfielders, no, top notch and intelligent. He will only grow to become better. Only what did they mention?
Yeah.
He will have bad days, but I think the signs are good. The signs are really good, especially with linking up with players. And on the height in India, Bobo the man no yes any show anymore.
Nigeria day.
Defender Eddie. Where the ball to head on say patience. No one pray no. Abotre no nya to pick his spot. Maybe position on the ball on the toe. You would understand, say he's going to be a good addition for Liverpool. 19 they said they be a Makacho said but I think they are getting in a quality. I've never had a doubt about inequality. But at Liverpool pressure, he will have bad games. He will have bad games. For sure, teams will be bad games. But it doesn't take away the fact that he's a quality addition to this particular Liverpool setup, and he will make them take. Obama Liverpool are taking a certain moment within the game. And now, Shadrach Beboy with statistics now. Now, I'm sure what they be about the entire maker say, and now a more transition game for even Liverpool themselves, and how Liverpool will need to keep more possession. She PPD, you know. You can't PPD na a possession per defensive action. PPDA, a possession per defensive action. Meaning, say, the number of passes you can play and asana passes per defensive action. The number of passes you can play and sana what lose possession and more about taking and defense, either interception or what better clan and bibisa. She Liverpool, dear no. I will form pa. Never to Bournemouth there no. That means Bournemouth was literally able to keep more or play more passes before they engage in a defensive action.
Okay.
Omo pass check akra ansa na bi omo lusubu anase bia bibia se omo chama omo betake and omo be intercepted. What did to Liverpool there no one? Meaning say Liverpool were not so much decent in possession yesterday, despite the fact say omo kuta 61% possession.
Okay.
What am I say? Errors. Meaning say they did so many errors in the middle of the park by Lusu Boss. And then the cover Florian Vett the end, but Florian Vett lost possession 19 times and ran. And on your news, because every single attacking midfielder loses ball. I'm going to Bruno the number of times he loses ball. Monko had the number of times and Kevin De Bruyne lose ball. What am I say?
Yeah.
But it also raises concern. Say Liverpool will need to do a lot in keeping the ball to make sure say omunya opportunity to defend so much. And the men no consider a lot of transition DTR woman first game of the season. Her quality chances never was no. Zero never won. So na from low quality chance to high quality chance. Now compare with Bournemouth and compare Liverpool, you know. The number of high quality chances are Bournemouth in high. Bournemouth did not get